Hello, hello, dear friends. I am Noemi Paimar from Education 3000 and welcome to our classes, online classes. Today we have a special subject. Today we will see, it's called Game 3000 and as well a little bit of gamification, which is the video games inside the educational system. So let's begin. Game 3000. The goal is neuroplasticity and neuroludology. It means have more plasticity in the brain and more fun, more games, and reach another open, like a portal, like a big area of possibilities through the games, but new kind of games, games with more consciousness, more cooperation, more consciousness of what we want through the game. The goal of the game is important, like a game in a higher level of consciousness. And fun, of course, that's the goal of all games. Remember, we were talking about neuroplasticity. The games are the best to have this neuroplasticity. And this is a property that emerged with the functioning of the neurons when they establish connection. What we want is more connection, more synapses, synapsal connections in all the brain. And as well, connect the brain to the heart. That's another goal. Remember the games, especially Games 3000, they will help us with a lot of neurotransmitters. Remember, we saw that in the previous videos. Just to a brief summary, we have serotonin with the novelty, if the game is new, and all games is new because it's never the same. Dopamine, satisfaction of reaching a goal. In addition, the dopamine enhance when it's shared, meaning teamwork will give us more dopamine. Endorphin, physical activity. Irisin, which is learning with insight. Oxytocin, affection. As well with the games, we want more development of the frontal lobes. Actually, there is a theory in anthropology that the next Homo we will have more capacity here in the front. The frontal lobes will be bigger. And actually, believe it or not, the games help with this part and helps to have strategy, to have action, execution, and self-esteem. And all our games are not competitive, meaning more empathy as well. We will develop more empathy. That's great. Definition of a game 3000. It's something we have been building up for years. What kind of games we really want, and the kids, what do they want as well. So the definition would be something like that. It is a game that combines well-being, which is the goal of a game actually, fun, learning, companionship, favoring neural plasticity and increasing the level of consciousness. The 3000 games are based on fun learning, bits of intelligence, and NeuroFlash 3000. And they are the result of many research of Education 3000 and are inspired by the work of Dr. Makoto Shishida, Glenn Doman, Noé Speron, among other renowned researchers. And some architects as well a lot with those games, like Oscar Salmachi. And those games, they naturally lead to peace culture and no violent communication, NVC, which is great because this is two things we want, peace culture and no violent communication. Benefits. We have many benefits of the games in general, and of course of the Games 3000, like wellness, stress reduction, help to create an harmonic and creative environment, high performance in school, yes, good academic level, development of an integrated brain, increasing the neural network of the neocortex, as we saw before, activation of the frontal lobe, decrease of violence and bullying. And it definitely meets the needs of today's children. All the games I'm going to show you, we did on children of several different ages. And not only they liked it, they had so much purpose and they were created more and more. And they were transforming all the games to the next level. Wonderful. It will develop emotional intelligence, intuitive intelligence, practical intelligence, co-creative intelligence. And remember, we have kind of 33 multiple intelligence, and that's the idea to develop of that. We saw that in the previous video, remember, 33 multiple intelligence. It improves both physical and emotional health. We like to combine games with physical activities. It decreases attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity, bulimia, the eating disorder. And it includes children with special need. And we call that multi-education, when we include everybody and everybody has special needs and everybody is special, including me and you. We have like 8 features, like what will make the Games 3000 special, let's say. So they are integral, those games, and they develop lateral thinking. We really like the idea of lateral thinking, find more solutions, be more creative. They develop ecology, universal geometry, including by the shape of the game and the proportion and the golden proportion and the Fibonacci, and try to have the harmony. They help with fair and supportive economy. Let's say there are games, you can find them for free in internet, and you can do homemade. I mean, you can be in any country and you can have access to the game and do it yourself, or you can buy it, but it will be fair economy with the benefit will support other schools from country who needs it. That's the idea with the Games 3000. It allows creativity, development of the right hemisphere of the brain, the fourth brain here, and integration with the left brain and the right brain together. They are non-competitive, and it's not because it's not competitive, it's not fun. On the contrary, it gives more possibilities, and it's more fun at the end. They aim at peace, culture, ethic, and love, and they can be transformable. Like according to the culture, you can change the game, or the kids, they can make a second game, or level 2 and 3, and that's what we call the transformable game. And they are multicultural, of course. Here you can see on the picture, it's a Mayan domino. So it's a domino with the Mayan numbers. So they learn not only the numbers, but they learn all the Maya culture. And this opens so much other link in the learning process. And the categories. So we were thinking about at least 13 categories of games we can develop. The first area will be geometry construction, 2D and 3D. The kids, I don't know why, they are fascinated with geometry and universal geometry and even sacred geometry. And they can do any kind of games, from the flower of life and the platonic solid, and anything with perfect geometry. Like in this picture, you can see it's like a puzzle with perfect structures. And this little girl was playing hours with that, making structures one after the other, because it's perfect structure. So it's helped to organize oneself and to get order inside. And they love it. The mandalas, it's always work. And yes, it's part of the game 3000. It can be 2D, it can be put some colors, you can do it with chocolate, you can do it with some fruits and food, you can do it on a rock. And there is so many ways. Or you can do it with movement. I mean, make mandalas in movement, or with the bodies and with sounds as well. Here's it's a very simple game. It's with you know, the toilet paper, they have this roll inside. It's a cylinder. It's made of carton. You have a special trick and you can transform it in a pyramid. These games alone fascinates the children and they learn their Platonic geometry because this is a tetrahedron done from a tube. I mean, it's a cylinder, so it's magic. Magic too are inside all those games as well. Magic tricks. Mm-hmm. Cooperative board games. They are board games where we all collaborate and they can make their own one. And they can play hours making their own board game. And this board game is usually extremely cooperative, or they build a beautiful town or a beautiful country with everything for everybody. It's the opposite of Monopoly, basically. The other area we were thinking about is transcendental video games, good video games, where it's fast, yes, but it has some level of consciousness and you build up your own life, actually. This is a picture of a Bolivian boy. He's 8 years old, and definitely games and computer are part of their life, but we can arrange that it's really pedagogical, not only killing time or get addicted to a game. Yes, because they can get addicted, that's true. But we can do it such a way that they enjoy the game, they learn from the game, and it will raise consciousness. Because there's a right speed, that's why they like it. We will start later on in this video. Ecologic games and activities, of course, from little age. Please have ecological and games that take care of the environment through the games. The other one is personal development and meta languages, pure geometry, pure symbols and code and meanings. And it can be through cards, a deck of cards, and you can have so much learning through cards. And they love it because the cards is magic. If you pick up one card, it's for you, it's your message. So it's different. It's a special message for you. And we can have cards for everything, from metaphysics to emotional intelligence to peace culture to whatever. You can even do your class math with cards. Multi-purpose didactic games. That will be games where you involve the body, the emotion, the knowledge. Other games are only for emotional intelligence, to develop emotional intelligence. And that's about your emotion, how to improve your interpersonal relationship, to have a good feeling of tranquility, no violent communication, and you do it in form of game, in form of games. It's Slavic. ABC games, and it's classified by school subject. Any school subject can be a game. Can be friendly, you have a good academic level, it's cooperative, and they learn so fast and it's fun. Like you have a quiz on history, geography, you can have all the topics, and especially cards as well, and other activities. And stories, we like to have this kind of stories that raise consciousness, a new kind of literature genre. It will be conscious literature. And they can do their own story as well and do it in form of games or common tale. Everybody is doing a story and painting the story and tells the story and then add the story. Game for peace, culture, and ethic. We have a bunch of games here, and you can find a bunch as well. On internet, here you can see a deck of cards for peace. I love this game. It's round cards, and it's all about peace culture. And you play with it, and you have all the peace concept. It's a beautiful game. 10 Neo Flash 3000 games and activities. This based on bits of intelligence. And you have a lot of data. It's more an activity than a game, actually. In 1 second, you have one piece of data, and then it goes very fast. So in 5 minutes, you can have like 40 pieces of information. The brain can retain very easily because it works with the right brain. You can have flash math as well and reading. And the flash math will be with dot, like Glenn Doman and Shishida's method. And there is another activity, it will be with a mobile phone. front, and that here on the picture you can see VO, which is extraocular vision, extraocular vision, EOV, and this is from Mexico, from Noé Espero. And maybe in the future, as it will be a normal activity, and you can play many games with this activity as well. EDSP game, Space of Development of the Senses in Potential, and that's a program in Uruguay, and it's beautiful as well. It opened a all new array of activities, developing the senses and the inner sense too. 11, cooperative dynamics, anything with cooperation. So it's called no competitive games or cooperative games, and we have a lot on the internet. And this is really what I like. Then the kids, they know how to cooperate, they know how to be together, they know team building, and it will help them to all their studies and then all their life and professional life and family life, all the way through their life. This is so important, cooperative dynamics and games. 12 is anything with art. So a lot of activities and games with art. It's called artistic games. And the last one is about having ludic parks and patio where they have the break. Transforming those places in games and knowledge and the discovery and amazement and beautiful places when you can live with your friend and learn so much. So the idea is to have the patio. You can have like geometries, fives, platonic solid, and you can have all kind of shapes calculated for them to learn their geometry and learn symbols as well. And the park, we can have a covenant with the town hall and have the very pedagogical and ludic park, and that will be the Park 3000 we want to. And we already start this project as well with an architect. I mean, several architects actually. It's called Architecture 3000, and we have a blog on that, and it's called Architect 3000 Research Network. How to turn something boring into a fun game 3000. Use cards, I told you. A deck of cards. You can put all the class in cards. Hide something and you find it. I don't know why hiding is so much fun. Reach a goal cooperatively. Learn about yourself, self-knowledge. Mark cards when you know your number, you know who you are. There is so many cards on that. Use dices. So you roll the dices and whatever you have, that's the game, and you go on and on and on. There is a game I really like. It's called the World Peace Game from John Hunter, and it's about peace. It's how to avoid a third World War. And that's a game you play for 1 week. If you have a chance to play this game, it's beautiful, beautiful games. The name again, the World Peace Game from John Hunter with an H. Have fun. This is basic. Who is having fun? The student, the parents, the teacher, the grandparents, everybody. If it is not fun, it's not sustainable. I repeat, if it is not fun, it is not sustainable. So this is what we want with the Games 3000. Now, just a few words to finish this video on gamification in education. The video games, how we can put the video games and the digital, all the digital topics in the education and have much more results, more fun, faster, and it really fits to the kids and the students' capacities nowadays. And they are digital natives. They are definitely. Some benefit of gamification, and this in Spanish is gamification, but in English is gamification in education. Motivation, if it is digital, they love it. They want to do the video games, or they want to play with the computer and the screen. They learn about technologies, they learn about digital topic. They have a multitasking mindset. They work as a team, you know, there is some games they are in team, they are in net. they have, it's their speed. So the instruction it's nice because if you are fast, you have you get the levels, the different level fast, and it respects you, and you decide what you want from the game or from the activity. What they do like usually is the speed, because the right brain is much faster, and they get their right speed with the games, with gamification. Sometimes they don't have it with other activity. And you can improve each lesson. You can transform a lesson into a game or in gamification. A couple of ideas, just to name a few one. Of course, when I talk about video games, I'm not talking about those games where they have to kill everybody and there's a blood everywhere, and the more you kill, the best you are, and the more points you have. No, you have to be careful. I'm very aware some games are extremely nefast, dark. I mean, they want to put you down. It's proved now it can give you severe depression and very dark ideas. I'm talking about the nice games where you really thrive and you learn and you do something interesting and fun. So, yeah. Okay, let's say I will talk about Brainscape. So teaching with cards. NOR, that's for math. Celebrity, you have a bunch of information on any subject. Minecraft, of course. They love Minecraft. Peer Deck is for class design, but teacher, student, teacher is bi-directional. Kahoot, that's answer games, is quiz. Edmodo, that would be a social network for educational purpose. Edmodo, yeah. Classcraft, it's great because it's a collaborative game, which I like, I told you already. And you participate in a mission. And they love to have a mission. And actually life is a mission. And it's something very interesting. And that's why they love it so much. That's Classcraft. Code Combat, it's not only about combat. Code Combat is cool because you learn how to program. So basically you learn JavaScript and Python. So an older kid could do a game for the younger kid, or they could transform an exam in a game, and then when they pass, the other peer pass the game, that's the exam, and they have levels. And it's very interesting to know to program. It can help you and can give you a job later on. So I repeat, it's called Combat. Class Dojo, that's information for teachers and parents and students together. ChemCapper is from chemistry, and that's cool. They learn chemistry, and it's an adventure game, and then you love science. I repeat, ChemCapper. Quizlet is about to review your skills with an application on the mobile phone. Tovari is a multiplayer platform. Tovari, Toovari. Playbrighter, it's gamification education. So you play games and it's it's customized. It's for you, personalized. Civilization. This one, Civilization. It was a favorite of my son. He was 6 years old and he was playing this game. And now he's 24, I guess what? He's still playing this game. They have 7 levels, and it's good for geography, history, economy, and create an entire civilization. It's pretty good. And yes, they spend too much hours in front of the screen. But that's the way things are now. The thing what you have to do is to balance a lot of physical exercise. Like if you spend 6 hours in front of the screen, 2 hours of exercise. Remember, exercise will give you the BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and it has a vital role in the development of the brain plasticity. And it's produced through physical exercise. So exercise, and a lot of nature. So our role as teachers, parents, is to balance all that. They do need the digital games and screen, as long as it's good ones. They need a lot of games, and they need a lot of activities in form of project or physical activities, and a lot of nature. So thank you so much. I enjoy it. I think education now we open a huge door. It's a portal of possibilities, of fun, of having a higher level of consciousness, and having a possibility to really change the society and humanity and have our planet green again. We have this possibility in our hands now. Let's explore it, enjoy it, and please take care. I see you.